Day 2 of working on the engine. And I brought some more goodies this time. I brought the main important part, or I should say probably the second important part of the build. You got the pulley bracket concoction, manual exhaust manifold, the EGR cooler that I owe for Irvin, the TRD EGR pipe. This is the upper radiator hose. I got it from a lot of forums online. It's a Dayco 72126. It's on Rock Auto for $13. And I have a carb legal intake. Hopefully the cop doesn't give me bullshit about, oh, I can't see your carb number. Ooh. So that's what I brought today. And Irvin was the man and got me the missing piece of the puzzle on the cam seals. Got them from Toyota, and I showed the part numbers for all these parts on the end of previous video, but just in case you guys didn't see it or missed it. I'm slut. OEM slut. You know, they used to call me OEM Seabass in high school. Inside joke, Irvin. Inside joke. But these are all the parts. There's hose and right there. Maybe a good picture right here. Focus. There we go. Those are all the part numbers. And I want to replace this hose because if you guys do think about it, this is a 20-year-old engine and it does have old hoses and whatnot. So I figured since we're here, might as well just remove it. And it's just a bunch of bolts and nuts. I got them all laid out right here in order. Just a bunch of bolts. They're all over the place. They're really easy to, or not, how can I say this? They're not hard to miss. And then we should be able to, that was not good, right?
It fell out, but yeah, that's not good. You want to be careful. Some of these have washers.
Shit.
But yeah, it fell down here somewhere. Thankfully.
Oh my god. Oh my god. They didn't go in there, right?
Oh, we'll double check, but I don't think anything went in there.
Cut.
Cut.
God, jeez. Well, this rubber hose right here, what is it, almost 20 years old? Might as well replace it. So, and then you really don't have access to this that easy. You have to take off the whole manifold and whatnot.
Don't make yourself bleed again. There you go.
Copyright infringement.
Cannot hear this crappy music because I am singing.
Oh my gosh.
You're gonna cut your finger.
I know I am.
Did you not see the way direction you were cutting?
Yes, I was supposed to do it away.
Oh my god.
Can't talk shit. So those are your lovely knock sensors. The ones that are a pain in the ass to get to.
Right.
So when you throw a knock sensor code, gotta take all this apart. And it's really lovely. Oh, another thing, these also go bad, the harness.
Yep. Usually when you replace knock sensors, you replace this at the same time. Even if you get one code.
Jeez.
Just replace it all.
Yeah, and if you do get only one code, better off replacing both as well. Look, this one has this.
Sprayed it.
Yeah. Should I leave the part number? Should I leave it though? Or should I take it off?
Yeah. I would just at least take it off or it's going to clamp. There.
So before you install that hose, you have to take off this neck, you called it? Water neck?
Outlet? Yeah. I forget what it was.
You have two bolts right here. Why do they add the Oh, it's a star bit. Why would they do that? So you have two nuts. Careful on the washers there, Irvin. Let's not lose the other one again.
All right.
But we have lost the washer. I don't know if the video picked it up, but it fell down right here behind the flywheel. We were like looking for it for 20 minutes. Jeez, what a pain. But we have to remove this because we need to place the new gaskets right here. You can see that it goes over. So we're gonna go ahead and do that right now. I'm not a Felpro slut when it comes to Toyotas, because they are garbage. Wow, that's really heavy. But yeah, these were kind of expensive. How much were they?
$25 each.
$25 each. That is about
MSRP is like $35, I think.
$50. God damn, that is a couple of Popeye's chicken sandwiches.
Right. But it comes in with cardboard.
Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and try to remove it. Jeez. Alright. Right there. Right? I think that's right.
Yeah, look at the bowl holes.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Alright, cool. Ooh, they need it. Alright, cool. You approve of it?
I approve.
Alright, cool. Now, we put the water neck back on, or whatever you want to call this. Washer first. Nut. Washer first. Then nut. And then two bolts. Very long ones. You can go. Wait. Oh. So the longer one goes to the side where this, what, coolant temp sensor? Right? Would you call this a coolant temp sensor? Yeah, so the long one goes right there, and the short one goes over here. Don't forget, we put the hose back on. Make sure you have your clamps pre-installed. Wow. Okay, so you want to fight?
Forgot to lube it up.
Lube. What should we lube it up with? Saliva?
Saliva. Not that. Do you really spit in it? You're supposed to spit on the shaft.
All right.
There you go.
Jesus.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God, it's going in smoother now. Don't look at me, people.
That's where you put the porno music.
You know what's funny?
Oh, yeah.
That's
I know that song. It's a saxophone one.
the one. It's something about I can't stand the rain or something, and then people think like it's a love song, but it's a guy like crying about something. Like, it's not a love song, people. You think it's okay?
I think it's fine. It's around here, and you're gonna put the clamp. It's enough fight.
All right.
This is not gonna seal it if it's leaking. beating butt against it.
So we already got the hose installed. Had to zip tie this because the original bracket broke from the heat, and that is why you want to replace this hose. Heat. There's a lot of heat in this area. So now we're gonna put this back on. So when you're putting the bolts back in, just remember the short ones are on the outside. They're on the outside, people, right here. And the long ones are on the inside. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Those are the long ones. And then you have the 2 nuts with the washer right there. So after a very stressful torquing situation of the, what did you call this? Or what is this called? The whole assembly?
No, it's just a lower intake manifold.
Lower intake manifold. Very, very, I don't know, it's kind of stressful. And then you said 32 foot-pounds on the torque specs?
Yep.
32, and I will go ahead and show you guys a link, or not link, a picture of the procedure on that. And now we're gonna focus on the cam seals right here and right here, which was part number, this one right here. So just a quick tip, if you guys want to use a socket, it is a 1.5, and it fits right over perfectly fine. So now we're gonna focus on the crank seal, and don't be a dummy like me and forget to take off the, I guess you want to call it like a keeper or a stopper for it to slide out, just the 10 mil. And the seal for the crank is this one right here. So I already got the seal back on, so just gonna slide the gear back in. Now we're gonna reinstall the keeper. So I got the, what would you call this, the plate for the timing belt on. It was just held by the 10 mils. There was 5 of them. Then I put on the pulley right here, and now I'm gonna throw back on the cam gears, and like Irvin mentioned, B4 back of 1MZ. So goes back on. Are we gonna torque these or just tie enough? Okay. Goes back on. Apparently he says this is easier than the 2ZZ timing chain cover gasket, but I call BS. Alright, those are on. Looking like an engine again. So make sure your dots or your lines are right above, and you want to look at it straight like this. Gives you a better look. And
go ahead and install the tensioner, and do not fucking pull that pin out.
It's like a grenade. Pull it. Hold on.
Oh. Mitsubishi.
Mitsubishi. It's not Mitsubishi. Copyright infringement with the logo.
See, this is why you buy nice parts, because it comes with the nice little dots.
Yeah, so that's what you get when you buy quality.
Actually, you look at the instructions. It says one's dotted, one's solid. Wait.
I think 2 are solid. Yeah, 2 are solid.
Yeah, so that tells me that one's the crank, but we could always double check.
So just line it up. The yellow. There you go. Wow.
See that? So what you got to do is you got to make sure there's no slack's gone, and then you sometimes have to back it up so it catches the tooth.
Wow.
See? And now you can line it back up.
Actually,
the last one to go on is going to be this one, because it's got the smooth surface. Yeah, pull that all the way up. Yeah, see, that's what it is. Alright, let's just look at this.
the instructions are behind you. Alright, so what did you have to do to get this one lined up? Where is it at? Right there. We gotta get it lined up with that little dot right there.
So we had to spin the crank counterclockwise a little bit so that you could actually put this dotted line, the belt, to line up with that dot. So once you line it up, then you tighten it. Hold that. right there. So then you turn it clockwise and it'll actually take up the slack here. So you go counterclockwise a little bit so that this dotted line, you can get to that tooth or that dot on the crank, and then you tighten it and it takes up the slack. And then if you look, mark on the cam gear, the belt, that little notch, that's the mark. We go on this one, same thing, that little notch right there. And on the crankshaft, dot on the crank gear, a little notch right there, dot, the dotted line.
All right, let's install the tensioner now.
Yep. Grenade.
Grenade.
So what we did is we simulated the tension on the tensioner, because once you pull this out, you're going to need a vise to compress it again, and I don't have one. So anyways, I'm simulating the tension. We rotate it twice, and now that way we can make sure that that all the marks are the same. So that still lined up here.
Yep.
That's lined up here.
Yep.
And that still lined up there. So you got to remember though, you're going to ask, why is this yellow mark not back there? It's just because, you know, different number of teeth. These aren't always going to follow perfectly.
Same with the timing chain.
Yeah,
the
exactly.
Markings, the yellow markings and the orange markings.
Right. So now that we, the reason why you want to do this is because sometimes there'll be a little too much slack, and when you do put tension on it and you spin it twice, you're going to see it's off a tooth. Because when you start spinning the crank just a little bit, you got to remember it doesn't take much distance for each tooth.
Yep.
It's actually half a tooth. It's not like a full tooth. Like the belt just needs to be like a half a tooth off, and everything will be off. So now that we got tension, we spun it around twice, dots still match. Now you can pull the pin. Pull it.
Pull the grenade.
Pull the grenade.
We're
And
gonna die.
And then you could do the same thing. So we'll spin it twice.
It's getting hard.
Yep. So right now we only have a spark plug in number 1 cylinder. All the other ones are completely loose. So that way when I'm spinning it and it starts building compression, I know that we're on top. Number one cylinder is in compression. So you can take a look again.
Marking right there. Same right here. Same right there.
There
Cool.
you go.
Timing belt is installed.
Yep.
Awesome. Good job.
Good job, Seabass.
Wow. So put the little plate back on, and if we look at it this way, you can see all the wear from the previous belt, like the dust is settled there. So it tells us that it goes this way. So when reinstalling everything, you have to put the mount first, which is held by the long bolt and the 2 nuts, and then the top piece goes on second and the bottom piece goes on third. So I got the covers installed. Look a little unappealing. I don't know, we might start throwing, what do you think, throwing on the stickers of like the car parts we have?
I think you need to paint it turquoise.
Painted turquoise?
Like you said.
Yeah, I think I should. I think I will. It'll go really nice with the white with the vehicle.
And then that way when it's a smooth surface, because you're gonna base coat clear coat it, right?
Yeah, most
then
likely.
Then it'll stick to it better.
We'll figure it out. Now time for the crank pulley.